This wasn't the world I wanted, but it was the one I found myself in.
Beneath the Commonwealth, there is a cancer, known as the Institute. A malignant growth that needs to be cut before it infects the surface.
Let's go, boy.
Welcome back, everyone. York515 here. Today I wanted to bring you the first entry in my new series that I'm calling 1 Year After. The purpose of this new review series is to take a look at games that are a year or more older and see how they hold up after many patches and updates. With that being said, let's check out Fallout 4. Whether or not you love Fallout 4, it was undeniable that the game was definitely a mess at launch, but I'm pleased to say that the game has made great strides to improve since it has launched in November 10th, 2015. Now, with that being said, let me start with the pros, because there are definitely a lot of pros. First off, in my opinion, one of the best improvements was the addition of survival mode. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when they came out with New Vegas, I played the hell out of survival hardcore mode. It added another layer to the game, and they took that from Fallout New Vegas and they improved upon it, except for one little aspect that I'll get into later. Overall, having to eat food, drink water, maintain your radiation, and only being to save while you sleep is a great addition and adds a level of tension every time you leave your settlement. Another fine addition is integrated mods. While you can still get mods from any Nexus or a mod website, it's still a nice improvement to have the mods integrated with the game and have it be easily accessible, so that's definitely an improvement in my book. The game has also improved with regards to its performance. Needless to say, in terms of performance and optimization, the game was a mess at launch, but it has made great improvements since then. And for those of you who don't know, I am sporting a AMD 8350 CPU and a GTX 980 NVIDIA for my graphics card. Needless to say, overall I am happy with the performance, except for one minor detail which I'll get into later. One of the best improvements since launch that they added to the Fallout franchise is the gunplay. While using the VAT system is still a viable option while playing, the highly refined gun mechanics are a huge improvement and are a welcome addition. You're able to fire over cover, and it's just a more smooth experience when firing your weapons. While this is hit or miss for most, I do overall enjoy the settlement system. While playing a normal mode, it's a nice distraction. It's a lifesaver when playing survival mode, but I'll get more to that later. Overall, I enjoy the settlement system for what it is, and it's a nice improvement that I hope to see in future games. Now, I've spent a couple minutes praising the game, now I'm about to tear it apart. Starting with the game's performance. While I did say earlier that the game has improved in terms of performance and optimization, it still has a ways to go. Because the fact of the matter is, there is an elephant in the room, and it's called The Witcher 3. The Witcher 3, as you all know, is a fantastic looking game. It's beautiful. It's a much more taxing game as well, but it runs better on my PC. So much so that I pretty much only have to decide if I want either Hairworks on or if I want the foliage visibility to be at ultra. And it looks better to boot, that's undeniable. And while Fallout 4's environments don't look ugly, for the most part, its character models still need a lot of work, particularly in the facial animations. One main criticism that has stuck with the game since launch and continues to be a problem is the fact that it does not feel like an RPG. I'm not the only one to say this. Many other gamers have, and frankly it's because it's true. I don't know what it is about Bethesda and making the Fallout RPGs. Particularly with Fallout 3 and Fallout 4, it seems like they have a problem with giving the players choice. Not to say that you don't have choice in those games, but it very leans heavily towards being good. There's no real incentive, role-playing or otherwise, to be a bad guy or to be somewhere in the middle. Needless to say, it's quite disappointing to see Fallout 4 essentially be a shooter first, RPG later. While I hate to beat a dead horse, I just have to get this out of the way, because it's probably my biggest gripe with the game, is the fucking dialogue system. Like, I hate it. I hate it. I hate the dialogue system with a searing passion.
Alright, so the generators will power things through switches that require power, lights and other items, and then you run wires that connect them all, and again, it just works.
No, it doesn't, Todd Howard. It doesn't just work. It actually kind of sucks. let's just give the player 4 options, or just skip through the dialogue and hear him go, If this was a new franchise, I probably wouldn't care, but unfortunately Fallout 4 does have to stand up to its predecessors, and the dialogue system sucks. I don't like it. No one likes it. Don't ruin an Elder Scrolls game with this stupid dialogue system. And to add to the crappy dialogue system with only 4 options, they give your character a voice. And I know I'm gonna get a lot of crap for this, but I've played older RPGs, and what can I say? I prefer my protagonist to not be voiced. And hey, you know what? If you're gonna voice the character, it's your game, fine, do it. But at least have voice acting that's slightly above average. The voice acting for the main character, for male or female, isn't bad, it's just very bland. Needless to say, this dialogue system is a shadow of its former self. And I could get into more, but then this be too long of a review. As I mentioned earlier, I really do like the survival system for Fallout 4. My only minor gripe is the fact that you can't save anywhere. You can only save while you're in bed. I actually had to mod in sleeping bags in order to, save in the wilderness. Otherwise, I wouldn't say that it's impossible. It just feels very unfair. So I highly recommend that mod, guys. So, 1 year later into Fallout 4, what are my overall thoughts? Well, it's very much a mixed bag. On the one hand, the improvements it has made are great. Like I said, gunplay, integrated mods, survival mode, and the settlement system are great improvements. That being said, the game is still plagued with bugs, and it's a terrible RPG with a terrible dialogue system, and at this point in 2016, when you have games like The Witcher 3 blowing it out of the water, visually, storytelling wise, at least with regards to its side quests, performance, Bethesda's gotta step it up. They really do. And I hate to say that because I love the Fallout franchise and I love the Elder Scrolls games. But this is a competitive market, and frankly Bethesda needs to get its crap together. One final thing I'd like to add that some of you might find surprising is that this is the first Bethesda game I've personally played where I felt like I've had to, that's the key word, had to include mods to make the game an enjoyable experience. And that's sad. There's a difference between wanting and having to do something. And it's a real shame because, like I said, I do enjoy the series. So, what's my overall verdict? I rate Fallout 4 3 out of 5 stars. While certainly not a bad game and I would recommend someone pick it up, I do feel it's a weak point in the series so far, and has problems that can only be improved with a sequel. Hopefully Bethesda will listen to their fan base. I hope you all enjoyed the review. I'm your 515 and I'm signing out.